Hi, my name's Max Lang, and today we're going to be looking at Private Internet Access VPN. This is a VPN software, and if you don't know what that is, it basically creates a virtual private network which allows you to keep your network traffic anonymous from whoever's network it is that you're on. So it basically hides where the traffic's originating from and creates a private tunnel from you to the server that you're connecting to. As you can see, it's a paid app. You can pay $7 a month if you want a monthly subscription, $40 for a year, or $70 for 2 years. It's fairly cheap in terms of monthly subscriptions, and if privacy and security are important to you, then I would highly recommend getting it because it's a very useful software. To get it, you would hit this Join Now link, and it would take you to a page where you would have to enter in your payment information, etc., and then it would automatically generate a random username and password for you to keep it secure. And then you would come here. As you can see, it's supported by every major operating system out there. So you would just pick whichever one that you're on, click the link, it'll pop up right here to save. You can go and save it. It'll download. After it's done downloading, you have to run it as an administrator or it won't work, even if you have administrator privileges on the computer. And then it'll pop up after it's done installing with a page like this. So you can set it up. You have to enter in your username and password, and then you can set up all the settings from here. Just the basic settings it has by default are start application at login, so whenever you log into the computer, it'll start the application up. Auto connect on launch, so whenever the application launches, it will automatically connect to the VPN. And show desktop notifications, so whatever app you're in, if your VPN disconnects, connects, etc., it'll give you a little pop-up in the corner reporting the status of the connection. We'll open up the advanced settings, which we'll take a look at in a second. And then here you can change your region. So what this means is, like, for example, if you wanted to watch a YouTube video that was not available in your country, you could select a different region and it would connect to a server in that region so you could watch a YouTube video. For example, I have a Gordon Ramsay video pulled up and it's not available in this country, but if I change my region to UK London, I'll be able to watch it, which we can see in a second. Then you can just change the language of the app right here. Next, on the more advanced settings side, you can change the connection type between UDP and TCP. You can pick what port you want it to go through, and then you can enter in a local port number as well. You can request port forwarding for certain regions. If you follow this link, it'll give you a list of the regions and how to do it. Here's the PIA MACE option. Basically what this is the private internet accesses version of an ad blocker. It basically blocks most ads, trackers, and malware while you're connected to the VPN. So if you're like on a sketchy site or a site has a lot of pop-up ads, it'll block these, and I'll turn that on so we can see an example of that as well. The next setting is VPN kill switch. So what this does is if you're ever using the VPN, for example, doing something like peer-to-peer file sharing, torrenting something, and you don't want your ISP to know where this is originating from, so you use it through a VPN, and if you turn on this kill switch, what it means is if you ever accidentally disconnect from the VPN somehow, or just disconnect yourself, it'll automatically disable the internet on your device, which will allow you to keep your origins concealed. You can turn on DNS Leak protection. So what DNS Leak is, this is a little pop-up. It gives you a warning that if you turn on DNS Leak protection, then it can cause some connectivity issues with certain sites, and asks if you actually want to enable it or not. We're just going to enable it for the sake of an example. It has the same option for IPv6 leak protection. It also has an option for using small packets, which just lowers the packet size to improve the compatibility with routers and whatnot. And then debug mode, which it'll just send usage information to that website in case you encounter any bugs. On the bottom here we have encryption options. You can choose between AES 128, AES 256, or none, with the main difference between the two AESs being the size of the key, 256 being 256 bits, 128 being 128 bits, so 256 would be harder to crack. Data authentication, SHA-1 or SHA-256, the same concept as above. 256 is longer and harder to crack, so what this does is it creates a hash sum for whatever like file you're sending over the internet, and whenever you're sending it, whoever receives it, this checks to make sure that it has the same hash sum as it did before, to make sure the file hasn't been altered or whatnot. And then here there are multiple handshakes that you can choose from to connect to sites with, servers with. Then we're going to save it and look at some examples. So I have it set to UK London, PIA Mason, DNS Leak protection on. We'll save it. We'll connect to the VPN. As you can see, there's a little notifications. It's now connecting. In a second we'll get a connected one notification. And if I go to the YouTube video I was talking about, as you can see, it was not available in my country. If I give it a refresh, then now I'm able to play through the whole video. You can just skip through it, whatever you want, watch it like normal. Then here's a website. As you can see, there's ads. And then now that I've enabled the PIA Mace, if I just give it a refresh, and you can see all the ads are gone. Now you can browse without ads intruding on you. And then here's the DNS leak test. I ran it before I turned the VPN on, and as you can see, it all went through the United States. If I give it a refresh, resend the data, then you can see, like I sent it through the United Kingdom, it shows up in the United Kingdom. So all the DNS queries get forced through the VPN instead of some potentially leaking back to my original computer. And that's a basic rundown of VPN, private internet access VPN. Thanks for listening.